This week on Inside Owl Athletics, the baseball team is off to a great start. We'll sit down and talk with Assistant Athletic Director Abe Oshiak, and we have men's and women's lacrosse action. Those stories and more up next. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Inside Owl Athletics. I'm Justin Mahan. The women's lacrosse team lost in overtime for the second time this season. Inside Owl Athletics' Peter Dubois has the story.
The women lost in their fifth consecutive road game, but it was a close contest nevertheless. Westfield State took the early advantage in Tuesday night's game, scoring 4 consecutive goals to start things off. Keene State answered with a 4-goal run of their own to tie it up. The two teams went into the half tied at 6-6. Keene State came out strong in the second half, securing a 12-9 lead off of Chelsea Lewis's 6th goal of the game. Westfield tied it up before regulation with 3 goals, each off of free position attempts. Westfield's Sydney Lambert scored this goal 2 minutes into overtime to best Keene State. The team will travel to Emerson College Saturday, where they will hope to turn things around in what has been a slow start to their season. For Inside Owl Athletics, I'm Peter Dubois.
Keene State's lacrosse program has made a huge statement in the LEC this week. From women's lacrosse, senior midfielder Tori Weinstock earned Defensive Player of the Week, picking up the title after the team's 1-1 week with 6 ground balls, 10 draw controls, 5 caused turnovers, and 3 goals. And junior goalkeeper Anna O'Brien got her first win of the season in a career-high performance to pick up Goalkeeper of the Week. And for men's lacrosse, senior Matthew Howe had an outstanding performance between the pipes, picking up Goalkeeper of the Week after recording 2 wins on 20 saves. And senior midfielder Hunter Arnold was named Offensive Player of the Week after tallying 9 goals and 2 assists in their perfect 2-0 week. Arnold's efforts didn't just give him an LEC honor. His efforts also earned him Athlete of the Week. He is joined by baseball's Nate Rossi. Rossi finds himself on the list after scoring 8 runs in 6 games. And Rossi's success this year is due to hard work put on during the offseason. But you couldn't say the same about last year. We caught up with him this week to see what those struggles were and what he did to overcome them.
It's that time of year when you walk into Spalding Gym and hear baseballs ringing off the bats. But for one player, it's all about perfecting his swing. Catcher Nate Rossi struggled at the plate last season, only hitting a .187 batting average. But this year, he's more than doubled that. The struggles Rossi admits were due to transitioning from one school's program to another, and it was hard to overcome.
I transferred from SNU where I didn't play a ton, and it was kind of like my first year playing every single day, and that grind was tough, difficult.
His coaches have seen his improvement. Head coach Ken House says that it's not the contact with the ball that has changed, but rather where he hits it has changed for the better.
You know, he was hitting line drives at people last year on the trip, and this year he's hitting line drives between people.
Although a handful of games have been played already, Rossi still wants to improve his game more and more each day.
And I still want to work on catching, the defensive side of it, working with the pitchers, working with my other teammates, just to improve on those things.
Nate is, by far the hardest worker we have on our team. He's in the weight room doing all the extra things that he needs to do to prepare to play, the toughest position on a baseball field.
While spring sports ramp up, the final winter sport awards are coming in. The 2017-18 winter all-academic team members were announced Monday afternoon. Keene State athletes made up 20 of the 139 chosen athletes. In order to qualify, the student must be at least a sophomore, have a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.3, and have been attending their current institution for at least one full academic year. There's a lot going on with athletics at Keene State in addition to what's happening on the field. Inside Owl Athletics, Emma Hamilton recently sat down with Assistant Athletic Director Abe Oshiak to get an update on some of these activities.
For the first time ever, KSC Athletics Department is inducting 31 athletes into the National College Athlete Honor Society, Chi Alpha Sigma. This is a proud moment for the department, and here today to tell us about it is Assistant Athletic Director Abe Oshiak. Thanks for being here today, Abe.
My pleasure, Emma. Thank you for having me.
And now, what were the requirements for the athletes to be inducted into this?
The two biggest requirements are carrying a cumulative GPA of 3.4 or better and having reached their 5th semester of academic status at the institution. So essentially being a junior or senior. They also, of course, must be a varsity athlete and be of good moral character as set out in the charter of Chi Alpha Sigma.
And how is the athletics department feeling about this happening for the first time ever?
Well, we're feeling great. You know, it's another great way to honor our student athletes for their success in the classroom. It's a way to honor them on a kind of a national level. This is the only National Collegiate Athletics Honor Society that exists in the country. It's one of the youngest honor societies in the country. It only came into existence in 1996. So we're looking forward to the ceremony on April 2nd.
Excellent. And now, not only are your athletes excellent in the classroom, clearly, but they just wrapped up the Giving Challenge in February. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So we ran the 3rd annual Fenton Family Dealerships Athletics Giving Challenge during the month of February. Very successful, raised over $20,000 for the department. We just got the finalized totals earlier this morning, actually. Had some late donations coming in. So very pleased with the results of that. Every team had donations. Even our strength and conditioning alums came back and donated. So very happy with that.
And so why is fundraising for athletics so important for the department?
It provides an additional revenue stream for the department. This allows us to give our student athletes, the best experience, the experience we promise them they'll be getting when they matriculate here at Keene State College. It allows for things like uniform purchases, practice gear, travel, trips out of region, all those type of things that accentuate the experience here at Keene State College.
Now you have to tell us, is there a team that did the best in this Giving Challenge?
It depends on how you define the best. We had 163 different donors. The baseball team had both the most donors and raised the most amount of money towards their spring break trip to Florida. But where we got contributions to all 18 of our varsity teams plus strength and conditioning. So again, very happy about that. Very pleased with the alums, friends, donors, parents that contributed to the Giving Challenge.
Well, that's excellent, and congratulations to all the athletes that are being inducted, and good luck to the athletes this spring season, and thanks for being here today, Abe.
Thank you, Emma.
We've got a jam-packed schedule this week. We kick things off with a softball doubleheader at Montclair State on Saturday. First game is at 2 and the other at 4. The women's lacrosse team heads to Boston on Saturday, taking on Emerson College at 6 p.m. And baseball hits the road to Johnson and Wales University on Saturday for a doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. And the men's lacrosse team returns their home turf on Tuesday to face Skidmore College at 4. And women's lacrosse also returns home Tuesday night, taking on Castleton University at 6:30. As always, you can catch all the Keene State action through the Owl Athletics website. Go to KeenOwls.com, click on the Game Day tab, then select Live Broadcasts. Again, that's KeenOwls.com, Game Day, then Live Broadcasts. That's all of Owl Sports for now. We'll be back next week with another edition of Inside Owl Athletics. I'm Justin Mahan. Thanks for watching.